करेंगे कि ये पूछकर कल हमने आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करी थी हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र को चांट करने के लिए, तो किसी ने ट्राई किया? ओके, हाउ डिड यू फील? फेल्ट नाइस. Okay, no one else chanted. We'll do it a fast recap. We started the first day that we all want success in life. And what does success mean? Success means fulfillment of desire or attainment of the goal. Both are actually relating to the same thing. And we want the fulfillment of our desire or to attain the goal so that we get satisfied. And when you get satisfied, actually you get happy. So the goal of everyone is to be happy. And everyone, when I say everyone, it also means every living entity. All of you are basically science background students, so I think so science नहीं हो तो भी 7th 8th में पढ़ाया जाता है living and non-living, right? So every living being is looking out for happiness. It may be a dog. When it is in the sun, it wants shade. Why? Because it's feeling the heat. So it's looking out for happiness. So every living entity, it may be a tree. You grow a tree in the shade, it starts moving towards light. So every living being is actually after happiness. So this was one point which we had raised, and then we had raised that what gives happiness is knowledge. Knowledge is the cause of happiness because knowledge increases our intelligence, wisdom, in which this word is called in Sanskrit as Vivek. Vivek means the power to discriminate. Knowledge is useless if it is not applied, and applied knowledge is known as intelligence. You may be having knowledge, but if you don't apply it, कहते ना ज्ञान है, but you have not put it into practice, it has not become Vivek. Vivek means the discriminating power, and knowledge gives you the discriminating power. And Vigyan means the application of Vivek. So 3 steps: Gyan, Vivek, and then Vigyan. Having knowledge, knowing the right and wrong, and then applying it. So if you don't go through these 3 steps, then actually the first step becomes useless. So you go to the second step also. If you don't reach the third step, then again it is useless. And when you apply it and if you are not happy, then actually all the 3 stages are useless. So knowledge gives happiness, ignorance gives suffering in any form. It may be form of being not successful, loss, or any type of, you can say, जिसे हम कहते हैं suffering, any type of suffering is caused by ignorance. So we agreed to a particular point. Then the last 200 years knowledge has increased, but still this knowledge has not been able to provide us happiness. It has given us facilities, but not happiness. Facilities have not translated into happiness. It has created, why were facilities actually brought about? To save time. To save time so you could give time to yourself. But today what is the most difficult thing to have? Is time. That means technology has been a greatest failure, because technology's basic aim is to give you time. It should provide you time, but it's not been able to provide time. Now you say, no, it has given us time, but not for your own self. Again, what is the use? It's just like a cashier in the bank. He may be working in Reserve Bank of India, having only the mint currency all around him, but it is all useless because he can't use it for himself. And that's what actually the case is. We have got all facilities, but we don't have time to use them. And if we use them also, they are not giving us happiness. This is a problem. If we use them also, they are not translated into happiness. We find more of tension in our lives. So next step we took was that means this knowledge is incomplete. And that incomplete knowledge which we had put across to you and we had come down to by deduction, that knowledge is knowledge of life. And as I told you, it was study of life, science of life. We had given you this. The science of life is actually the solution to all problems. It may be any type of science, any type of problem. It may be in management, it may be anywhere. See, if you are disturbed, you may be knowing the answer to a particular problem. But if you are mentally disturbed, can you give the answer, solution to it? No. So you have to calm down. What have you to do? Calm down. Material things don't calm you down. Material things agitate you. This is the quality of material things, that what do? They agitate your mind, agitate your senses. They never bring you onto the level of where your mind is calm. So how do you get your mind to be calm? That is only by science of life. So we started off yesterday that science of life is actually a study of 5 fundamental truths. The answer to 5 things: I, who, where, when, and what or how. So we had these 5 and we started with I. The most important aspect, because the person who forgets that who he is will actually be maybe acting, maybe working, but maybe working on the wrong direction. कई बार होता है in problem solving, we may waste our whole day. Problem may be lying somewhere else. And we said, oh my God, I wasted almost 12 hours. Ultimately, the solution was somewhere else. So, in the same way, if you take for example, you want to cross over sea. Now the mode, a car is also mode of transport, a ship is also mode of transport, and by air is also mode of transport. You say all 3 are mode of transport, so I'll do one thing, I'll buy car, I'll cross over the sea. Is it possible? No, it is a mode of transport, but it does not transport you over sea. For transporting yourself over sea, the other 2 mode of transports can be used. So in the same way, you misidentify, then a lot of problems come about. And coming a step ahead, I told you one thing, that in medical terminology also, actually a person is termed to be mentally imbalanced or mad, pagal, who forgets himself. All his actions result in 0. जब वो पागल खाने में, क्योंकि वो सोचता अपने आप को कुछ है, होता कुछ है, और इसके ऊपर कोई ध्यान भी नहीं देता आज. There is no one interested. It's a very dilemma of today's society, whereas Bible, Quran, the Vedas, all these books of science of life, actually Bible also, the same thing which I am trying to tell you is this: Bible states that what is the use if you save the clothes and the person drowns. अगर व्यक्ति आप कूद लिए बचाने के लिए किसी को और उसे कपड़े बचा के, अब बचा लिया मैंने उसको, अरे बचाया क्या, उसे कपड़े बचाए, वो आदमी तो डूब गया, उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? कपड़े बचे क्या? कपड़े भी नहीं बचे अगर देखा जाए तो. इसी तरीके से we are trying to save this body, but is it possible? Today science is telling us, medical science and other sciences, that we can increase your life. We can increase your life. Would you like to be a 120 years old person with 20 years of heart? Inside क्या हो 20 साल के और बाहर से कितने हो 120 साल के, जीना चाहोगे? Michael Schumacher given a 1962 का Fiat, will he be comfortable? हैं जी? क्या करेगा वो? पागल हो जाएगा. अरे try to increase the quality of life. They are actually misleading us. They want to increase the quantity of life, but without increasing the quality of life. Now, because they can't improve the quality of life, they are trying to change our thinking, our thought process. Don't think of the quality, think of the quantity. हम आपकी जिंदगी बढ़ा देंगे, यही बेसिक कंसेप्ट चल रहा है। परंतु देखा जाए तो स्टॉक पाइल ऑफ एटम बॉम्ब्स बना रहे हैं, डिस्ट्रक्शन के ज्यादा चीजें बन रही है बनस्पत के सेविंग के। इफ यू रियली सी, जो भी चीज बनाते हैं वो कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर देती है। तो हम लोग, वाई इज दिस? बिकॉज वी हैव फॉरगॉटन आवरसेल्व्स। मैंने कल आपको बताया था, दिस इज माई बॉडी, वेरी क्लियरली स्टेट्स आई एम नॉट दिस बॉडी। नाउ प्लीज, इसको कैसे फिर आप कहोगे, क्या मतलब, क्या आई कौन है? इफ दिस इज माई बॉडी देन हु एम आई? नाउ देयर आर टू वर्ड्स, आई एंड माइन, ठीक है जी, और माई। In Sanskrit, this is known as